Here is summary of The Wealth of Nations by Adam Smith. The Wealth of Nations, a comprehensive summary. Adam Smith's An Inquiry into the Nature and Causes of the Wealth of Nations, often referred to simply as The Wealth of Nations, is a seminal work in the field of economics. Published in 1776, the book offers an in-depth analysis of economic systems and provides foundational concepts that continue to influence economic thought today. This summary aims to encapsulate the key ideas and arguments presented in Smith's magnum opus. Book I, of the Causes of Improvement in the Productive Powers of Labor. Division of Labor. Smith begins by emphasizing the importance of the division of labor, which he argues is the key driver of economic efficiency and prosperity. By breaking down production processes into smaller specialized tasks, workers can increase their dexterity and productivity. For example, in a pin factory, dividing the production into distinct steps allows workers to produce far more pins collectively than if each worker were responsible for making entire pins from start to finish. The role of self-interest. Smith posits that self-interest is a powerful motivator in economic activity. He famously states that it is not from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest. This self-interest, when channeled through competitive markets, leads to outcomes that benefit society as a whole. The concept of the invisible hand. The notion of the invisible hand is central to Smith's argument. He suggests that individuals seeking to maximize their own gain inadvertently contribute to the overall good of society. When individuals act in their own self-interest, they allocate resources in a way that leads to the most efficient outcomes, as if guided by an invisible hand. Book II, of the Nature, Accumulation, and Employment of Stock. Capital accumulation. Smith delves into the role of capital accumulation in economic growth. He distinguishes between productive and unproductive labor, noting that only the former contributes to the creation of wealth. Productive labor results in tangible goods that can be used to generate further economic activity, whereas unproductive labor, such as the work of domestic servants, does not produce goods that can be reinvested in the economy. The role of savings and investment. Savings and investment are crucial for capital accumulation. When individuals save, they provide the funds necessary for investment in productive enterprises. This investment leads to the creation of new businesses, the expansion of existing ones, and the development of new technologies, all of which contribute to economic growth. Interest rates. Smith also discusses the determination of interest rates, which are influenced by the supply and demand for loanable funds. When there is a high demand for loans and a limited supply of savings, interest rates rise. Conversely, when there is an abundance of savings and a low demand for loans, interest rates fall. This dynamic plays a crucial role in the allocation of capital and the functioning of the economy. Book III, of the Different Progress of Opulence in Different Nations. Historical analysis. In this section, Smith provides a historical analysis of the development of wealth in different nations. He explores the factors that have led to the prosperity of some nations and the stagnation of others. Smith examines the impact of agriculture, trade, and manufacturing on economic development and highlights the importance of institutions and policies in shaping economic outcomes. The role of agriculture. Smith argues that agriculture is the foundation of economic development. He notes that agricultural surplus allows for the specialization of labor and the development of other sectors of the economy. Nations that have successfully developed their agricultural sectors have been able to achieve greater economic prosperity. Urbanization and trade. The growth of towns and cities, fueled by trade and manufacturing, has also played a crucial role in economic development. Urbanization leads to the concentration of labor and capital, which in turn fosters innovation and economic growth. Trade allows nations to specialize in the production of goods for which they have a comparative advantage, leading to more efficient resource allocation and increased wealth. Book IV, of Systems of Political Economy. Mercantilism. Smith critiques the mercantilist economic policies that were prevalent in his time. Mercantilism emphasized the accumulation of gold and silver as the measure of a nation's wealth and advocated for protectionist measures such as tariffs and subsidies to achieve a favorable balance of trade. Smith argues that such policies are misguided and that true wealth lies in the production of goods and services. Free trade. Smith makes a strong case for free trade, arguing that it allows nations to specialize in the production of goods for which they have a comparative advantage. This specialization leads to more efficient resource allocation and greater overall wealth. He contends that protectionist measures distort markets and hinder economic growth. The role of government. While Smith advocates for limited government intervention in the economy, he acknowledges that there are certain areas where government action is necessary. These include the provision of public goods, such as national defense, infrastructure, and education, as well as the protection of property rights and the enforcement of contracts. Smith believes that these functions are essential for the proper functioning of a market economy. Book V, of the Revenue of the Sovereign or Commonwealth. Public finance. In the final book, Smith addresses issues related to public finance and taxation. He outlines the principles of taxation, arguing that taxes should be proportional to the income or ability to pay, certain and not arbitrary, convenient to pay, and economical to collect. Smith emphasizes the importance of a fair and efficient tax system in supporting the functions of government without unduly burdening the economy. Government expenditure. Smith discusses the appropriate scope of government expenditure, emphasizing the need for prudence and efficiency in the use of public funds. He argues that government spending should be directed towards essential public goods and services that cannot be efficiently provided by the private sector. National debt. Smith also examines the issue of national debt, warning against excessive borrowing by governments. He argues that high levels of debt can lead to economic instability and burden future generations with unsustainable fiscal obligations. Smith advocates for balanced budgets and responsible fiscal policies to ensure long-term economic stability. Key takeaways and legacy. Économique libéralisme. The Wealth of Nations is often regarded as the foundational text of economic liberalism. Smith's arguments for free markets, limited government intervention, and the importance of self-interest in driving economic activity have profoundly influenced economic thought and policy. The invisible hand. The concept of the invisible hand remains one of the most enduring and influential ideas in economics. Smith's insight that individuals pursuing their own self-interest can lead to socially beneficial outcomes has become a cornerstone of economic theory and policy. Division of labor. Smith's analysis of the division of labor has had a lasting impact on economic thought. His emphasis on specialization and productivity continues to inform our understanding of economic efficiency and the organization of production. Critique of mercantilism. Smith's critique of mercantilism and his arguments for free trade laid the groundwork for the development of modern economic theory. His insights into the benefits of specialization and comparative advantage remain central to the case for open and competitive markets. Conclusion. Adam Smith's The Wealth of Nations is a monumental work that has shaped the field of economics for over 2 centuries. Through his analysis of the division of labor, capital accumulation, historical development, political economy, and public finance, Smith provides a comprehensive and nuanced understanding of the forces that drive economic prosperity. His ideas continue to resonate today, offering valuable insights into the functioning of markets and the role of government in supporting economic growth and stability. The Wealth of Nations remains an essential read for anyone seeking to understand the principles of economics and the dynamics of wealth creation.